Hey everyone, and welcome back to the only show that asks you to pull out your chairs, get your TTRPG books, and join us at the table. This is my man, Mr. Michael Powell. Please tell us who you are and where we can find you on that sweet, sweet internet.
Well, as he said, I am Michael Pow, and you can find me all over the internet on my social media, which is at Mr. Kapow. That's MrKapao. And how about you, PJ?
My name is PJ McGaw. You can find me all over the internet at pj.mcgaw. That's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. Come find me. Let's have a good time. Now, without further ado, let's get down to the building. The past couple episodes, we have built monsters, traps, and a whole group of Fey Leshies, aka the Seedlings, who live in the Osmocon Godlands. A lot of things to throw in front of the heroes. But today, we're going to work together to create something to give the heroes of Edge of Legend to help them in their journey in the most dangerous jungle in the world. So stay tuned and come join us as we create talismans and temporary magical items to help our heroes. See you then, and bring your ideas. Leave comments in the chat below. And let's get to it. With the heroes marching through Asmacon, probably, and of course the Godlands, probably tomorrow night, we've already decided on a trap and a really cool monster, the gigantic hairy crab, of course, part of the bigger crab populace, and the wonderful Fey seedlings, if you remember that episode. So we thought it'd be kind of nice, instead of giving them threats against them, we'd give the heroes something for them. It's, after all, a really big jungle filled with really big animals. So let's figure out some talismans or temporary magical items that could be in this jungle. Now let's keep it very simple, very easy, just so we can pick it out, use it, and move on to the next creation.
Do we want to do one made specifically for each character, or just overall use? Because talismans are fairly simple in nature. I feel we could probably do one for each person if we do it fast.
We could. I think for longevity's sake, why don't we build items that are good neutrally, right? On a neutral level. Because like if we were building something specifically for like Shionibus, then I have to go, okay, I got to stack that with her gear and her CR, and I got to make sure it fits any issues she might be having with her character. But if we just do like good old universal items, they're good for anyone. You guys can decide which one you want at the time.
All right. I mean, there's one that I will throw out there that's going to be a little selfish, but yeah, it is kind of geared towards Rufa, because why not? But first off, let's talk about what dangers would one face in the jungle?
That's a very good question.
Yeah.
What's your thought? I'm sorry.
I was going to say, what if something that helps against a saving throw against disease? Because honestly, you're going into the jungle, there might be the fantasy equivalent of malaria.
Okay. So we can do this different ways. We can go with something that is totemic or totem like, like a picture, some sort of like coin of a animal, and you pop it, and that gives you that benefit. We could even go holy symbols that can be used and destroyed one time, or just as simple as like specific kind of rags or berry cocktails.
Well, what if we have those Leshy people, have them, they have these specially made bundles of twigs and berries that are, it's considered good luck charms for them, that might give you a bonus, like a one-time usage bonus against disease.
Okay. I like that. I like the idea it's like a good luck charm for surviving in the jungle.
Yeah. Like their version of the rabbit's foot, but
Yeah.
vegetarian.
Okay. Seedlings. Good luck charm.
Yep. Recycle twigs and berries.
Good old twig and berries. Also, avenging penguin, man-eating plants. Yes. I think like 2 or 3 of these ago, we talked about different threats in the jungle. One of them was an aroma trap. So we're definitely gonna get a man-eating plant in there. That is noted. Don't you worry. Good luck charm. I like the good luck charm. Could be like just a small collection of like vines wrapping berries around a twig, or a special type of leaf.
Yeah.
So we have to think of a quick mechanical benefit. This would give what, like a +2 or a +4 to any medicine check or fortitude save against an ongoing poison or disease.
I like Fortitude save, and another thing about talismans is because I've been reading up on them, you have to affix
Mm-hmm.
it either to armor or a weapon. So this definitely feels like it would be affixed onto an armor.
Okay.
Unless, do you think it would work as a affix it on a weapon? It's one or other.
You know what I like is the idea that we could affix this to a necklace, and then it becomes kind of like
Hmm.
for lack of a better word, like a Vicks vapor rub. The reason why it works is because you're popping it on your
Hmm.
necklace, and the vapor from the
Hmm.
cocktail is what gives you that benefit.
That would be affix it to armor then. That
Yeah,
qualifies
oh,
as
that works for
affixing
me.
to armor. Yeah.
Yeah, and you have to use it once and it's done. It's a temporary item, right?
Yeah. All talismans are one and done stuff, and that's one of the reasons why they're also
Yeah.
so cheap.
Which is actually really cool because some of them still like most of them can have amazing effects. Like the murderer's knot
Hmm.
for a rogue will make your sneak attacks absolutely bananas. You
Yeah.
pop it, you stab someone, and then not only is the sneak attack increased, but the bleeding that you've put on that sneak attack that gets worse. It's
Hmm.
such a good talisman.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so let's get the mechanics. So fortitude save against poison, disease, and ongoing effects.
Yes.
Okay. So what I want to say is the bonus to fortitude. Shall we make it a static bonus, or should we make it one step better?
Let's say, you know what, to keep it cost down and everything. Let's do it as static. Because I'm thinking this would be more of a common like item.
Okay. Yeah, because from the description of it, the location, and the
Hmm.
people who are making this item, it does literally feel like they could just grab a few items with the know-how, wrap it together, and put it on their armor. Like
Yeah.
done and done.
Yeah, I'm looking because right now I have the table up. This would, I feel, at least I feel, would be common, and the price would probably be around 4 to 6 gold pieces.
Okay. I don't know.
Mhm.
Craft my pencil.
Now, do you
Ah,
want this to be +2 or the +5? If we're going +5, then it would be. I think we have to bump it to uncommon, and I'll probably up the price to maybe 25 gold pieces.
yeah, I'm keeping it a low +2, but here's what
Okay.
I'm saying. It's going to give the +2 bonus to the fortitude saves or the flat save. You know,
Mm,
sometimes it's like make a DC 10.
yeah.
This would add 2, basically be a +2 to that flat check,
Hmm.
which is kind of rare, and I'm wondering if that's a little broken, but I think it'll be okay because it's
Yeah.
only a +2.
Yeah.
Against poison, disease, and ongoing effects of those.
Because I could definitely see like
Oh, persistent
if
damage, yeah.
If Sydney's character Alona decides to learn, like I said, other cultures and their ways of healing and prevention of like diseases and stuff like that, this might be something that she can learn how to make it, or or even Itchy,
Yeah.
or
Let's see.
Woodward.
Common level 2. How much gold was that be? About 5 gold pieces?
Yeah, it'll be 5 to 6 gold pieces probably.
All right, let's go with 5 gold pieces. Okay. So
Okay.
about 5 gold pieces of materials, you can make one good luck charm from the seedlings.
Yeah.
One seedling good luck charm.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good item. It's niche enough that you're gonna want it when you want it. You may not have it all the time. What else can we do talismans wise? I'm thinking so things that are present to the jungle. Temperature.
Hmm.
Sometimes it gets really hot. Sometimes it gets really dry. Sometimes it gets very steamy. And it basically gets treated like it's very hot. So something
Yeah.
maybe to survive the elements of the jungle.
Maybe something that will allows you to ignore terrain penalties for maybe a certain amount of time.
Ooh, I like that. I like the avoiding terrain because up a hill,
Hmm.
lots of gnarled roots and things. That's
Yeah,
all good.
or wading through like waist deep water. Because I could see Chonobus making use of that as a ranger, as a fighter that needs to keep her distance, and
Hmm.
but also mobility.
So how do you want to do that? Because it sounds like it can only be applied to a weapon, armor, or shield, and I'm kind of thinking I'd like it to be on the boots because
Boots considered
movement.
armor.
Got it. Okay. So what do we want to call? I'm thinking of you something like you pop or crush, and it would just make you move like the wind. Basically, you're not having issue uphill. You're moving up quickly. What are you thinking of?
Hmm. What? Okay. What animal what do you think of when you think would have the best mobility in a jungle? I'm thinking like a leopard or a panther or something, right? Like some kind of
Yeah,
great cat.
I'm definitely thinking the great cats for mobility. Also, monkeys, how they're able to
Hmm.
kind of overcome terrain by swinging and
Hmm.
using their trees to their advantage.
Maybe we could do like a carved animal of some kind that's really good with mobility, and by activating it, shoot. Like, I'm gonna use once again Shonobus for example. She takes it and crushes it, and that for temporarily for maybe up to an hour she can ignore difficult terrain.
Okay. So I'm gonna say icon of the jaguar, leopard.
Sure.
Okay, I'll say leopard
Yeah.
because we have
Actually, it
the
would be
jaguar
jaguar.
warriors. You
Actually,
think
it would
so?
be. Yeah, because maybe that's where that's one of the equipment that the Jaguar Warrior typically uses.
Yeah, it's a good point. Although I feel like at this point, what makes them special is that that's their natural physique. You
Hmm.
know, going to the chat really fast so I could write this down. We got a few interesting things. Avenging Penguin is saying a quill that would allow Rufo to write a contract to make someone do him a favor. I'm just saying. Uh,
That could be so broken.
Hey, keep in mind, he already has a coupon for one free war contract thanks to the
Oh
to the
yeah, yeah.
spear game. Um, there's going to be a lot of climbing. There's going to be a lot of climbing.
Mhm.
Avenging Penguin.
True,
Reap
true.
Psyche says something that'll give you a check or bonus to a check to ignore difficult terrain. Ivy single use grappling hook, which I think is a great idea. Actually, I think the
Mhm.
Ivy use single grappling hook is a great
Mhm.
talisman for like giving a bonus to athletics to climb.
Mhm.
Avenging Penguin, you can wipe it on your boots. A gift from the Monkey King. It's probably his poo.
Poo. I was gonna
Okay.
say.
Yeah,
Um,
make it
yeah.
like it'll do what he
Mhm.
tells you, but it's not something you want to put on your shoe.
I will say there is an item that actually already does the climb thing, and it does what we wanted to do really, and Rufa does already have them. It's the monkey pin. By
Oh,
yeah,
cool, cool.
by activating this talisman, you use a climb action. If you succeed, you move your full speed during the climb. If you roll a critical failure, you get a failure instead.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. So it's good to know that already exists, and that's a talisman, right? Like you pop it
Yeah,
and it's one and done. Okay.
I mean, we could do is we can make the improved, upgraded version of that instead of what do you call it, full speed. You move double speed.
Hmm. I like the double speed.
That would definitely make it either a uncommon or rare talisman. Though I will say that.
Absolutely. Absolutely, for sure. For sure. And I don't know if monkey at that point still works. I think it'd have to be something like a different animal, usually attributed with
Hmm.
speed. Well, climbing.
God,
So
what do you call
maybe
it?
monkey
Yeah.
is right.
Ooh, or maybe it could be water, honestly, because those bugs that skim the water top.
Oh yeah. I forgot what they're called, like the water skimmers. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm thinking, what if instead of climbing, you move double speed, like for 10 minutes in water?
Hmm. Sorry, I'm catching up the audio and thinking. I like that. Well, no, there's a spell. Isn't there a spell water walking? I know there's water breathing.
It's called effervescent ampuli. Basically, it allows you to walk on top of water, but if you end your the walk while you're still on water, you'll fall. It also lets you kind of walk above pressure plates without activating them as well.
I like, and that's a spell, right?
No, it's a talisman. It's kind of like in Charlie and Chocolate Factory. Charlie and Grandpa drinks the soda, makes them float. It's essentially like that.
I think I like that, but I think that sounds like it's kind of good as it is.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I don't think we need to improve on that. I'm looking at Reap Psyche had a really good idea, and I kind of like this because I know what he's talking about. A chalk idol that, when crushing it, covers your hands in a climbing chalk of sorts that gives you the ability to grip ledges or the ivy of trees for swinging over difficult terrain. I like that. I know the monkey one basically lets you climb without losing any speed.
Hmm. Maybe this
Did it
would
also
give you.
give bonuses?
Mhm. I'll say maybe it gives you +5 to athletic checks when it comes to just climbing.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to go because I feel like the big thing about the monkey rune or whatever that you're popping
Hmm.
is that it's giving you your full mobility of speed when you
Yeah.
climb. So it's making it basically like 1 for 1, but you still have to make the athletics check. This sounds like this could be a bonus to athletics for climbing. Hell,
Hmm.
maybe a pop 2 talismans. I don't know off the top of my head if you can be under the effect of more than one talisman at a time. I like that.
I think you can, but it's like one of those things where, as long as it doesn't use the same traits, like normal
Mhm.
skill bonuses.
Okay. I'm going to say that because this is climbing, and you could be climbing for a long time,
Hmm.
that this will last for hours. So like maybe 1 or 2 hours, get a +2 or +4 to a climbing check, athletics to climb.
I would say an hour. Just make it an hour because that's still a long time.
Looking, yeah, looking at it, Avenging Penguin says climbing poo.
Oh god.
And it says, icon. It makes you fury. Oh, an icon that makes you get rage or fury. Maybe. I like that idea in theory. I feel like
Ooh, I have an idea. Maybe
mm,
it's an icon that. Okay, we do know that going in a rage is like 10 minutes, right? For a barbarian, that's ten
give or
rounds, right?
take.
Ten
Yeah. Oh,
rounds.
it's 10 rounds is 1 minute. Yeah.
Maybe it could be it's a once per day talisman that when you pop it, and if you actually for some reason you haven't taken the thing down by 10 rounds, it allows you to refresh your rage as a free action.
No, because there's a lot of
No,
abilities
okay,
that the barbarian gets that let them rage again, and otherwise, yes, but
mm,
I that's already covered by the
okay.
basic class choices. Um, so I feel like that would at that point it'd be a little redundant. I do like the idea of giving a less potent rage to characters that cannot enter a rage. You know, like I'm trying to think who else does melee that doesn't have rage in the group.
I
Rufa.
mean, yeah, Rufa, or I was gonna say, what do you call it? Rufa, Woodward if he's in an animal form, or Morel, or Tobias, or
Yeah.
Antigone, or Hera.
uh, okay. 1 second. Sorry, looking in the chat. Reap Psyche was kind of building on what Avenging Penguin was saying. Was that he thinks they mean a drawback, as in you're covered in poo and now you're mad about it, which
Ugh.
is absolutely valid.
I,
Um,
I was
and
thinking
Reap
more.
Psyche saying mad Morel.
I was thinking maybe it could be some kind of vapor or something that's once you get the smell of the vapors, you just temporarily go kind of in a mini rage for like maybe
Yeah.
2 or 3 rounds.
I do kind of like that idea. Chat, what do you think, you absolute legends, you, about a vapor kind of thing that pops, you pop, and it enters you into a minor rage. So, like,
Mhm.
you get the -1 to your AC, the +2 to damage. You don't get any of the anathema or the bonuses. It's not quite the Fury Rage, where it's like it gets upped by a huge amount. Frenzy salts, yeah, basically frenzy salts.
Yeah.
Is that already a talisman or item?
I don't think so.
Also, at I think it's Lolla
Lola,
Periwinkle.
Lola
Right?
Periwinkle.
Yes, Lola Periwinkle. Lola Periwinkle. So sorry, Lola Periwinkle. So glad to see you in the chat today. We're basically doing a build. Normally, if at the table, we'll do one half talking about game mechanics, the other half where we build stuff that we use for our show, Edge of Legend. And right now, we're doing talismans and temporary items that the players can find or use now they're entering the Godlands of Asmacon.
Okay. Yeah. Like I said, fury salts, like something like vapors. It could be like a little baggy or something like that, where when you open it up and you kind of inhale the vapors within, or like maybe a little bauble where you kind of crush it and just inhale the vapors. Oh man, there's a Marvel character who actually does that to gain his powers. Or kind of want to say maybe it
Is
was
that
DC, maybe DC Hour Man, but he pops a pill.
yeah, Our Man does different things because there's the pill. There's the one version of Our Man that had to actually inject the drug into him.
Yeah.
There was someone who would open up a pill and smell the pill. And then in Marvel, you had Rex Sampson, I think his name was. He's the guy with the flag tattooed on his face. And his thing was he had 3 pills, red, white, and blue. They were really all about hammering that home. And the red pill gave him super strength, speed, durability, power, like basically gave him his superpowers and made him hyper aggressive. The white pill stabilized his powers and his mind, and the blue pill would return him to normal. And his whole thing about being a villain, about being a war hawk, as an antithesis to Captain America's like, no, we fight for peace, not for supremacy, was he just stopped taking the white and blue pills, and he was just red pill all day, every day.
We call them steroids.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Yeah, don't do drugs, kids.
Which is so funny because Captain America did steroids, and that's
Vitamins.
Steroids,
Vitamins.
Whatever the super soldier is. Yeah. Let's see here. Activates a rage like effect for 1 minute. -1 AC penalty, +2 damage, and loses concentration.
Yeah, Lola Periwinkle. Vitamins. Vita rays.
Vitamin rays. All right, I'm going to make this a common item, maybe level 3, though. What's up?
I was going to say, I like Reap Psyche's idea. It's like a seed pod or whatever, and the vapors inside the pod.
Okay.
Now, he posted maybe it gives you temp HP or damage bonus and the AC penalty.
Ooh, I have one that might be fun. You know how there's the spell Goodberry, right?
Yeah.
It does a little bit of healing, but it mostly keeps you nourished all day without needing food. What if we made a temporary item? Probably doesn't have to be a talisman, but something that can be done in lieu of hunting and gathering or survival to sustain. Like you take this item, almost like an MRE, I don't know, and PJ, you don't have to eat instead of hunting.
I add a little bit of a dark side to it? Like if you take maybe more than
I don't think you have to.
I would say if you take more than 3 or 5 of them per day, you might end up getting the debuff of addicted.
To the appetite suppressor, or the thing that basically gives you food? You mean the rage thing?
The thing, the popping of it thing.
Sure. To the frenzy incense. Okay.
Yeah. Because I can see.
I'll say this. I'll say that you still suffer from the fatigue after you rage when it's done. So it's because you're fatigued, you really can't use it again because you're not a barbarian who has those feats that let them rage even though they're fatigued.
I like Reap Psyche's name for it, the Mad Seed instead of the Goodberry, but I want to change it up a little bit. Rage Seeds. Rage Pods. They're like AirPods,
Rage
but
pods.
more angry.
Let's see.
And
We
yes,
could
Reap
we could go.
Psyche. Oh, I'll say yes, Reap Psyche. Addicted is a mechanic in the game.
It is. I don't want to make these addictive. I just feel like all we need to do is make them basically you take one and then you can't use them again until you get like a long rest.
Okay. Maybe
We could
short
definitely do
rest.
addictive substances if we want to have that episode. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
next week when we
All right.
build something, we build addictive
Maybe,
substances.
maybe. Really quick, I want to now throw in my. I'm kind of selfish and want to give something for particularly for Rufa because that's one of the benefits of being one of the co-hosts of this show.
Sure. What's your thought?
I want a investigator's version of Murderous Knot.
Okay. How so? Let's see if we can make that work.
All right. Well, I have Murderous Knot up right now, and let me read it to you. Its
Mhm.
usage is affix it to a weapon, so I would agree this would be affix it to a weapon. Activate is a free action command, and the trigger is you damage a flat-footed creature with strike using the fixed weapon. Requirements: you are an expert with a fixed weapon. Since there is not a way for an investigator to really flat-foot somebody using their own abilities, I kind of want to build it into their what do you call it? Their
Study strike?
no, build it. The activation is a devised stratagem.
Let's do it so it's a bit more universal. Because I feel like the thing about, I mean, obviously the thing about the Murder's Knot does have more boom for a rogue, but technically speaking, anyone can flatfoot and attack a flat-footed
Okay.
character.
I mean, we can keep
But
it flat-footed.
we could definitely do that because I think you can flatfoot someone with different abilities, right? With tripping or demoralizing or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's it starts with the F for something.
Fainting.
Yeah.
Yeah, fainting makes them flat-footed, and I believe when someone's lying prone, I believe they're treated as if they're flat-footed, so that also works.
Yeah. And
Um,
yeah.
so what do you want to do? So you want to make
Well, Murderous Knot is basically when you activate the knot, the creature you damage takes 1d6 persistent bleed damage. And if you have the Twisted Knife feat, the talisman instead deals persistent bleed damage equal to your sneak attack damage. I think it'd be kind of cool to do like the investigator version of this.
yeah, I like let's do the so let's do the 1d6 persistent bleed damage, and if
Mm-hmm.
you use studied strike, um, it goes off of how much damage that is, or adds the d6 to that.
Okay, we can do that.
So, because murder is not, if I remember, if you are a rogue and have twist the knife, it basically adds the 1d6 to your sneak attack.
Yeah, deals it instead deals persistent bleed damage equal to your sneak attack damage, which a 1d6 would be a 6.
Okay. Then let's just do the same thing with
Study strike.
yeah, with studied strike. Just give
Yeah.
it the exact same ability. This way, investigators can use it and get the full benefit like a rogue could.
Yeah.
All right, I like that. I like that a
Yeah.
lot. So what do you want to call this bad boy?
Yeah, thematically, what should we do?
And let's make this the last one because it is about
Yeah.
that time of day.
I kind of want to say Eye of something or other.
Mm, hmm. Oh, that's a good one.
Or maybe, once again, do you want to go down the Great Cat route and go Leopard something? But that's way too skewed to a Rufa. I think thematically should be something different.
I think yeah, because the murderer's not kind of appeals to the violent nature of rogues. I think we need to have something that appeals to the intelligent nature of how investigators attack. I think it should say something like lethal eye, or
Ooh.
there was an investigator in Pathfinder 1, and there was an archetype called Vivisectionist. And basically what it meant was, or what it did was, it was an archetype that gave investigators sneak attack and a bunch of other critical abilities. The idea was, because they were so smart with human anatomy and literally having worked on cadavers for so long, they knew how to fight in ways that would just destroy the human anatomy.
Oh, I
So
like that.
maybe we could call it like we can call it like vivisectionist's acumen, or the eye of the vivisectionist, or
I
something
was
like
gonna say
that.
something surgeon, but
Avenge-
it would sound like you need to have the surgeon methodology.
yeah, Avenging Penguin said the Tabby Terror. That's right, the kitty killer. Also, Reap Psyche saying, I feel like Rage Pod is a gamer energy supplement brand willing
Yeah,
to
it
happen.
does.
Yeah, yeah, I'd rather. That's why I went with Mad Seed, like the seeds making you go mad. Um, but yeah, we'll make Rage Pod. We'll sell Rage Pod to the guys who do G Fuel, and we'll make a mint.
Ooh. Oh, I don't know if we want to go down this route because it gets into kind of territory. I was gonna say like sadistic something or other, sadist something,
Um,
but that's 'cause I'm playing off the murderer's knot.
yeah. Why don't we go with
Sadist bow.
lethal something? The sadist bow, the Eye of Execution. I like the Eye of
Ooh.
Execution. Hmm. And it could be like a small bead that can be crushed. You know, it's definitely a weak bead, but it's painted to look like an eyeball with like
Ooh,
a magnifying glass in the eyeball.
I just had an idea. Maybe because this sounds like something like a military person would use. Maybe off. What is it? Strategist charm or something like that. A strategist charm or something, or tactical charm, or
Mm,
not? What do you think?
no, I feel like tactical charm would do something. It would be a very cool item, but I feel like it wouldn't do this. I feel like it should exhibit the idea that and this is just my brain. It should exhibit the idea that an investigator is using their ability to analyze to enhance
I
a lethal outcome.
I got an idea. I like this one. Just call it cruel intentions.
Cruel intention.
I know it's a
Um,
movie, but still, it could be an awesome. It's an awesome name for a weapon,
no,
charm or
I'm definitely.
something.
Ooh. Okay. Cruel analysis. Cruel analysis. Because again, you're using your analytics to come up with the most lethal way to hurt someone, right? Cruel analysis. Maybe. I don't know. The thing is, it still has to be a physical item. And I think
Yeah,
like the name should also represent that it's a physical item. And I think that's something that I'm missing.
because I'm
Um,
thinking cruel intentions could be literally. It could be a what do you call it? Ooh. It could be the charm could be like a little glass bead with a suspended drop of blood in it.
maybe. Maybe. I like that. One second. When used with studied strike, what is Rufus studied strike dice at this point in time?
It's still really basic. We're level 3, so it's still 1d6.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't. Steady Strike is one step behind, I believe. The Rogue Sneak Attack.
Okay.
So, yeah, it
I
it
have
does.
I have an I I have an idea to make this a bit more interesting and viable.
Okay.
So instead of so I'm giving it the option to use the study strike dice,
Hmm.
much like the sneak attack dice. However, I am also allowing you to forego that and do full d6 damage instead of rolling.
Um, I believe it's already kind of like that. You just deal the persistent bleed damage equal to your sneak attack damage. So 1d6 would be a full 6 points.
Right, but you have to roll that. It wouldn't be a full d6. It would be a d6. So at least that's how usually these things work. You're not just doing a flat 6 damage. You're rolling that damage, and that's how much damage they take persistently or every round.
What
But
do you
what I'm
think?
saying is,
Oh, sorry.
but what I'm saying is, instead of having to roll that 1d6, you take the maximum 6 instead.
Okay, we can do that. Because my
Yeah.
other idea was you take your level.
Your level,
Hmm.
that that could become dicey.
Not really, because at level 17, that's the cap. It's 5d6, so that would be like 30.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, you could take your level flat damage. Well, okay. Well, let me ask you this: what do you think is better for level 3, right?
Hmm.
Um, taking a taking instead of rolling, doing a flat 3 persistent bleed, or doing a flat 6, no matter what.
Hmm.
So like at level 3, it's gonna suck. But the 6 damage is gonna be great. Now, granted, once you get to level 7, that could be better, but it's guaranteed 6 persistent bleed damage.
True. True. Like if you're asking me, like personally, I would want to sleep on that and also, crank out some numbers, but we don't have time for that. So what do you think? Should we just move on to price? I believe just do it the same as Murder's Knot, 66 gold
Yeah.
pieces.
For now, I'm gonna put a flat 6 persistent bleed
Okay.
damage, just because like yeah, it's gonna have different value, different levels, and at
Hmm.
that point, the item itself would need to have a different price.
Yeah,
Because if
and
you're
I.
a
Hmm.
level 10 person using persistent bleed 10,
Hmm.
that's gonna have a very different level or different price than a persistent
Yeah.
6.
So it would be 66 gold pieces, and like Murder's Knot, it's a common item.
Yeah, awesome.
Oh, and really quick, jumping in the chat. Yes, Reap Psyche posted, call it the blood sample or the bloody sample. I like Cruel Intentions. I don't know. It just feels like this is something that a really cruel person would use because it's like persistent bleed. And yes, Avenging Pain, we are only level 3,
Yeah,
and
I'm just throwing them to the deep end every episode.
yeah,
I don't know
and
how they're still swimming.
and Reap Psyche posted, yeah, level as persistent would be unbelievable at high level.
Yeah, so I feel like if that was the case, the level that you are would determine the value of the item. So therefore, we couldn't make it a flat purchase. It'd have to be like a greater version of it.
Hmm.
So like a greater cruel intention or whatever would be your level, minimum item level of 10 or whatever, and then that would be a much more expensive item.
Ooh, the cruel, or instead of a blood sample, it could be a tooth suspended in a glass bead. So literally, this is a tooth that you pull from someone's, mouth and put it in a glass bead.
Wait. Let's get weird, right? It's all about your ability to analyze. Let's get an eyeball. Your ability to analyze, and
Yeah, we can do that.
like a squishy eyeball in like a glass container, and you break
It's
it.
just it's not. How about this? It's not a human eye because a human eye could actually be. It's actually kind of big.
No.
It,
And
is
also,
it,
the idea is this has to be common, so that means we're taking eyeballs out of some dead animal constantly to make these.
I mean, you could do that. It's like honestly, use every part of the animal that you hunt. This would be a
Okay.
way to use it.
Yeah. So I'll make a note, like a small like animal eye or tooth, affixed in a crushable glass.
Hmm. Or it doesn't even have to be
Um.
crushable. It could just be like Murder's Knot. You literally just you use it once, it just becomes a regular item afterwards. You just toss it.
Okay. All right. So one last thing. Ooh, the bloodshot eye.
Hmm.
I like that. Reap Psyche. Avenging Penguin said, "You just said Rufus cruel. Lol."
He kind of is.
Yeah. Let's do this. So let's do in kind of like in Pain Sight, but then again, I like the pun. Um, Pain Sight, Eye of Execution, Bloodshot Eye, Ojo and yeah, Ojo is Spanish for eye, Ojo of Oblivion. What are we feeling here? Let's do this quickly because this will be the last item we have to go. Let's do the name. I know you said like Cruel Intentions. What if we made it just Cruel Intent,
I'm
or
down with
like
that.
the okay, the Talisman of Cruel Intent.
Yeah.
So that way they know it's a physical item. Okay,
Hmm.
Talisman of Cruel Intent.
Or just
Um,
call it Cruel Intent as shorthand. Like Murderous Knot. Like I would
well,
say the Murderous Knot would be the talisman of Murderous Knot.
no, because the problem is that it's an actual knot.
Oh, okay.
So that's why we have to give it a noun
Oh,
instead
okay.
of an
Okay.
adjective. Because like, if it's called cruel intention or cruel intent, well, what is it? You know, it's a talisman. Cool, talisman of cruel intention. we could use that, or the knot of cruel intention, or the trinket of cruel intention. I think.
Ooh, I like the trinket of cruel intent.
Okay, cool. The trinket of let's go with that. The trinket of cruel intent.
Mm-hmm.
Let me write that here. All right. Boom. Okay. So, to review, some talismans to be appearing in Edge of Legend, probably tomorrow. Seedlings, good luck charm, berries and vines wrapped around a leaf. When affixed to armor, you can crush it to get a +2 bonus to fortitude saves or flat saves against poisons, diseases, and persistent damage effects with those types. The icon of the jaguar, when affixed to the armor, breaking allows you to ignore difficult terrain, or using it, and that's useless, allows you to ignore difficult terrain while you're exploring for up to an hour. Chalk icon, when used, grants a +4 to athletics to climb, for 1 hour. The Mad Seed fixes to armor when used, activates a rage-like effect for 1 minute, taking a -1 AC penalty, +2 to damage, and loses concentration. And you can't cast spells that don't have the rage trait. Fatigue when done. And last but not least, the trinket of cruel intent. When affixed to a weapon and used, this gives bonus 1d6 persistent bleed to a flat-footed creature attacked with this weapon. When used with a studied strike, it can apply the studied strike dice instead, or a flat 6 persistent bleed without rolling.
PJ, really quick. I know we're ending this episode now, but I just had a really quick idea. Mm-hmm. What if instead of a glass bauble with the eye, it could be literally, just so I could thematically link it with my character, something I do in real life. I use a coin that sometimes as a fidget thing. It could be the coin of cruel intent. It's a coin with the bloodshot eye on it.
Maybe. I feel like at that point it wouldn't just be like a talisman, it would be like a magical item. But we can make that, because that sounds dope. Mm-hmm. But it is way past our ending time. Yes. We were arguing about the name of the item for quite a while. Let us say our goodbyes. Mm-hmm. And of course, everyone, thank you for coming to Edge of Legend, and of course at the table, and for helping us build these items to appear on show. Without further ado, Mr. Michael Pell, tell them who you are and where we can find you on that sweet, sweet internet.
Well, as always, I am Michael Powell. You can find me all over the internet on my social medias, which is at Mr. Kapow, that's MRKAPAO, or my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Michael Powell Does Stuff, because I do a lot of stuff, such as my YouTube channel called Fantastic Tales of Adventure. And also, on Thursdays, I'm on a Twitch channel called Toyzilla Network for Toyzilla Live, where I talk about toy news and nostalgia stuff. It's a lot of fun. Hope to see you there. And really quick, I have one more thing to announce. I will be joining PJ on Sunday for Jasper's Game Day as one of his players. I'll let PJ give you the info on that, but yeah, I have an idea for a character who, let's just say, might be inspired by a certain video game movie franchise that just came out.
Oh my god, I can't wait to see that shenanigans.
And wrestler.
I cannot wait for the shenanigans. Hey everyone, I am PJ McGaw of the internet at pj.mcgaw, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Come find me. Let's have a great time. When I'm not here with Michael Powell, Tuesdays, 3:30 to 5:30 p.m., you can find me as the GM for our Pathfinder 2nd Edition Homebrew World Edge of Legend. I know some of you have seen already. Share the love, because we love doing it for you guys. And we're almost approaching our 1-year anniversary. This is the month of May, and I believe we got ourselves going up in June, so in about a month or two, we should have some exciting news and announcements.
We got some really cool stuff planned, just saying.
So excited. Also, this week, Saturday, 1 to 3 p.m. on twitch.tv/GildingLight, I'll be hanging out with Sam Sterling, Ryan Omega, and Tobias McCurry, and Izzy Spring as we go back to Poison Tulips. Last episode was insane. I sang Les Mis very poorly. I made a whole socialist revolution about coffee. It was great. I have no idea what we're going to do this Saturday. So if you want to see a bunch of bards, just let chaos be their guide. Tune in Saturdays. And without further ado, this Sunday, Jasper's Game Day, 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Michael Powell, Reap Psyche, and Scups in the chat. You know them, you love them. They'll be guest starring. They'll be playing as well. They all got a seat. Awesome to see you guys there at the table. Michelle Rapp and Thomas Winkley will also be there as special guests. As what happens when a bunch of Hell Knight Armigers are out for their graduation day, and they are determined to be the goodest boys. BOIS. There is no evil. There's no jackboot. There's just hugs. So we're gonna see what happens. And I can only imagine it's gonna be fun and chaos. So come see us 7:30 p.m. On Twitch.tv / I believe it's Hearth Song Games. We will be putting that up on our social media. Don't worry about it. It'll be there for confirmation. Until then, so much happening this week. Next week, I may be on the last episode of Angels of the Boardroom. Who knows? We'll give you that information as it comes up. We'll see you same Nat time, same Nat channel here at the table. See you guys.
Bye.